Hello one, hello all, it is the gothiest ghost of Mal Caspa in the flesh, and it's time for another edition of List Week, where we go over the worst and best of the year. That's what we're doing here. We already tackled the honorable mentions yesterday. Now we're going to get into the worst, absolute worst singles of 2022. And do we have a few? We have a lot. We have 15. Now, I was going to go with 10, but due to the fact that I've ran into so many horrible songs this year, I couldn't help myself. I just had to spoil myself with 15 terrible songs, and I hope you enjoy this. I mean, if you enjoy these songs, I don't know what to tell you, but I do hope you enjoy my take on these. And you will see a pattern. We're going to do 3 patterns. So the first pattern is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Regarding that, it's going to be Notorius B.I.G, G.O.A.T with Dolla and Bella. Yeah, this should not have happened. The production is so bland and focus grouped. Biggie's vocals sound so dry and manipulated and just so thin and lifeless. It sounds like someone's doing like a bad impression of Biggie. And not to mention the phoned-in vocals from Dolla and Bella on this. Like, this is not how you treat the legacy of one of the greats. And it's funny how it's called G.O.A.T, but it's one of the worst songs of this year, of this decade. Yes. Speaking of false advertising, let's go into I'm Good Blue. And it's funny how good is mentioned in the title when this is actually terrible. It's David Guetta and Bebe Rexha with I'm Good Blue. Jesus Christ. This is just a display of bad vocals, bastardization of a classic song, of a friggin' banger of a song, by Eiffel 65, Blue Dabba Dee. And yeah, I don't know what they were thinking here. Like, the vocals are obnoxious. The lyrics are nothing special, and the production is just so not good. Like, it sounds like a worse version of Blue Dabba Dee. And yeah, he just did everything he could to ruin this. Everything he could. Don't know what they were thinking on this. I know it was probably for profit, but why not do it for profit well? How about that? And speaking of profit, let's go into First Class with Jack Harlow. And I'm not a huge fan of the original version of this song, but we got an even shittier version here, where Jack Harlow delivers these weak flows, terrible bars, and really wants to whisper in your ear the taste of his semen. And I'm not even joking. Also, another classic that falls victim to It Ain't Broke, Don't Fix It. We have Girls by the Beastie Boys, ruined by Lizzo. And Lizzo is actually an artist I enjoy. I do enjoy Lizzo. I do think Because I Love You is great. But this is not great. The fun from Girls is taken away. The silliness that I find humor in is taken away and replaced with these really cringe bars about taking away a guy's manhood. And the most obnoxious vocals she's probably ever laid to a track. So yeah, and the interpolation of the production is so watered down, so drab. I want to pretend this doesn't exist, but it does exist, and landed on the list. And speaking of ruining greats, let's talk about Randi Zuckerberg, Mark Zuckerberg's sister, ruining We're All Gonna Make It with WAGMI. Yeah, in the spirit of capitalism, which is the apparent nature of these labels that are allowing these artists to put out these terrible remakes. They're going double time here with cryptocurrency, with a terrible song, weak production, and instructions on how to ruin your life with cryptocurrency. So good job at making a terrible song. So if you haven't noticed, we are in the numbers and letters portion of the terrible pattern we have going on here. So let's talk about Ghost 20s, shall we? Man, like Ghost, I really enjoy Ghost. I do. I think they've put out some greats in the 2010s, but in the 20s, not so much. This is probably the worst, not only the worst in their catalog, but also one of the worst in metal, the worst of metal, as far as singles go this year. Like, vocal leads are cringy, it's comedic, and not in a way that they probably intended. The backing vocals are hideous. Trenches! And them singing about grabbing people by the hoo-has probably doesn't help. Just adds more to the cheese. So yeah, I hope in the 20s we don't hear a song like this from them ever again. Next, Gayle ABCDEFU. Super generic chord progression we've heard dozens of times over. Vocals are bland, void of personality. I couldn't pick them out of a lineup if you asked me to. And I would have thought that the use of the alphabet to be edgy was a thing in the past after we got that terrible ABC song from Polyphia. But no, it's come back. It's come back with a vengeance, and it's come back in a plague, and I hope we can find a cure to this plague very soon. Now, we're almost done with the bland alphabet soup. We're almost done with that. With MGK and Lil Wayne A, with a poor excuse of a pop punk song off a poor excuse of a pop punk album, mainstream sellout, and this is just completely filler, completely phoned in. I don't even know if this passes as a song, honestly. The lyrics are vapid, vocals are passionless, the production's bland, the hook is barely a hook. It's so void of everything you would want in a pop punk song. And next pattern is Bad Ideology. We have reached the last pattern here. And Jesus Christ, Doja by Central C. It's giving, I'm using female rappers' names for clout. It's giving clickbait. It's giving homophobia, and lots of it. And insecurity of sexuality. That's what this is giving me. I'm not sure if that's what it gave you, but it's certainly what it gives me. And yeah, pretty terrible. And another thing that's awful and terrible is Forgiato Blow with Prayers for Ulvade. Goddamn. When I first heard this guy, it was from the 2000 Mules song where they were putting out that bullshit that the election was stolen, put a song out in the open about it. And yeah, this guy just sounds like LP if LP took everything that made him great, makes him great, out of his repertoire and took a massive heel turn, just turned straight up conservative, made that heel turn, everybody hated him, and yeah, just decided to eliminate all great qualities of his music. And saw fit to release an incredibly gross, pandering song about the children of Ulvade shooting, and it's apparent he doesn't give a fuck. He just does it all for clicks, wants profit, so fuck this song, fuck Forgiato Blow, and anyone who supports him. And I mean that. Next is Muse. Muse, Will of the People, clearly ripping off Marilyn Manson. Why you'd want to rip off Marilyn Manson in the wake of the allegations is beyond me. But yeah, the instrumentation's awful, the vocals are trash. Pushing new heights of annoyance is also the lyrics of like this faux rebellion, and it makes my ear and heart hurt. It really does. And next we have Wake Up from Jordan B. Peterson, the unapologetically rip-off song of Pink Floyd. I don't know what Pink Floyd song they're ripping off, but I know a Pink Floyd vocal rip-off when I hear one, and I am definitely hearing one. With one of the worst mixings on a track I've probably heard in a while supporting one of the biggest scams of Canada, the Freedom Convoy over COVID vaccine mandate. And if you've done your research on this, you would know this is a alt-right, far-right propaganda strategy, and only an idiot would think otherwise. And truly and honestly, one of the worst moments in musical history. And if anyone needs to wake up, it's the morons buying into this. And the grifting continues with Kid Rock, We the People, with these bullshit pro-MAGA bars, trying to be so hard, trying to be so edgy, with these bullshit anti-vax bars. Production's flavorless, doesn't really have much of a tune going, and if you're looking for a change in flow, you're not going to get it here. And next we have Tom McDonald and Adam Calhoun, New World Order. Now, I was thinking about this. Someone brought it to my attention that I didn't put Tom McDonald on the list previously when I was discussing tracks I would have put on here. But due to, goddamn, the horrible conservative talking points on this track, due to the bigotry that is just spewing from their mouths on here, the misogyny on here, the transphobia on here, I just had to address it because the production on this is terrible. The void of personality is so apparent here, and it sucks. It really sucks, especially when you have like these bullshit bars like comparing guns to fire extinguishers. Like, I'm gonna break it down to you. Guns are meant to take lives, okay? Fire extinguishers meant to save lives. Cool. So, yeah. At number 1, we have TikTok Punk Pop. TikTok Pop Punk Leah Kate. Goddamn. Twinkle Twinkle Little Bitch. This really gives me the decretion in faith I have for pop punk going forward, because this pop punk song is just whiny, bitter. I feel like it's trying to be funny at points but fails miserably. The fetishization of lullaby is definitely apparent on here. Vocals are so touched up and bland, so not punk at all. And what else could I say about this? The vocals, even if they weren't touched up, they have no personality. Again, it's completely void of an identity in comparison to other pop punk acts before her. So, yeah. Horrible lyrics, horrible vocals, horrible production, making for the worst song of 2022. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. So, if you've checked these songs out, what did you think? Did you love them? Did you hate them? I mean, I'm pretty sure you hated them. Caspa, Got the Ghost. Till we meet again.